am gonna be assembling my new elevated steel max Vyper chair and the carts. The key is, which one am I gonna do first? I've done I forget, it's the robust steel max. So this is my current Vyper chair now. This is the one I use pretty much every day. And so I wanted the taller one. What's happening, Noah? And then I got the cart as well. So I think we'll do the chair first, probably. And then we'll see about the cart, how long the chair takes. I honestly can't remember because I've had my chair for a couple years now. I think it's 2 years what I'm going on now. So one thing I'll tell you about these things is the quality is insane. It is legitimate. The last chair you will ever buy. I have to throw that on the locker. Revised caster. Bolt set up. All right, cool. And here's all of our nuts and bolts. And then our casters and the notes are our caster locks. That's new. I don't think the other one has any of those. Pretty sure that's what those are. So I mean, it's been so long. They were still a fairly new company when I bought mine. They're not that old of a company, but man, I'm telling you, the welds they do on these things is absolute insanity. Look at the welds on these things, man. They're so good. The quality is so good. Do the cart first. I mean, I can. I don't mind doing the cart first. It's probably going to take a lot longer. I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, I can do the cart first. I'm open to it. Make the people happy. I don't mind. All right, let's do the cart first. I actually have been really pumped to try this cart. And this box is insanely heavy, by the way. 80 pounds is how much this box weighs. It's like 78 pounds to be exact. So one thing I can tell you, their stuff is made so well. Dude, check out those casters. Holy crap. Dang. Those are some beefy wheels and casters. That is insane. You would have kind of thought they would put the wheels in there so they don't move around as much because it is such a heavy box. Because now there's all these this little styrofoam pieces up in the grease and stuff. So not too happy about that. Yeah, those need to be secured in there more for sure. The wheels are not like, or the chair is not like that. All right. All good. I hate styrofoam. Hate styrofoam pieces. Here, let me do this. So one thing about live, you ain't edited nothing out. Alright, sorry, I know that's not what y'all wanted to watch, but, well, now I feel bad you almost had unboxing. Oh, no, it's all good, I don't care. Sorry, I know you didn't want to watch me sweep those up, so, little, advice to Vyper chair. If y'all watch this, those casters need secured in there way better. Like this, you can see the styrofoam is all destroyed in there, and now you got little pieces of styrofoam everywhere, which is not fun. I would just love to see no styrofoam at all, but I imagine shipping this thing is not cheap anyways. On top of that, okay. All right. Center one here. Oh yeah. Gosh. What a mess. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Probably 5 times. I hate styrofoam. I'm kidding. I know I mentioned it. Man, that's annoying. Yeah, and you know 78 pounds, when they ship that, you know, the carriers are, you know, them guys are just throwing this thing around. They're not being gentle with it by any stretch of the imagination. So. All right. I think that's it. It should be everything in the box. Alright, there we go. We're kind of making some leeway. Sorry for that. Alright, let's make sure you all are in the frame here. And then, so as you can see, I did black and red, of course. No other option for me. I don't like any of the other color. I mean, I could have done all black. That would have been fine. Some grease on this bag too from the caster, so. And then of course I cut my finger pretty bad over the weekend, I think on Friday, so I'm hobbling around with a cut finger, so. Let's see what we got here. Get this because I don't want to destroy my knees either. And then I don't know, did I pull out right here? I was gonna say, did I pull out some directions on that one? Alright, it says tools required for assembly, 1/2 inch, 9/16, and then a 7/32 and 5/16 hex wrench. Supposedly that's all you need, so 1/2 inch and 9/16, well, I don't have any standard sockets. Actually that's not true, I do now. So Sunex. 1/2 inch and 9/16. 1/2 inch. 5/16. Oh, that's what it said. What did it say? 5/16. So what are you all getting into this weekend? Anything exciting? 9/16. I thought that's what it said. Anything exciting? I could have swore they put antiques and shallows in. Oh, I do. All right. 9/16. There we go. Found it in 1/2 inch. Got it. All right, cool. We got those. And I just need the other socket. So this is what we're getting. 7/32 and 5/16. 7/32 and 5/16. Probably just gonna use this. Probably just gonna use this for the Allens. How often do people use a chair or what have you at work? I've never felt. Yeah, I mean, if you're in like a normal shop, you're not gonna need one unless you're at your toolbox, like, you know, doing your inspections and whatever else. So you would do like an elevated steel max. But for the short one here, I have a short ceiling shop, so I have 10.5-foot ceilings. So I sit on my chair all day long, and ever since I bought one, I've wanted they have the elevated steel max, which is what I got. That's what's in that box there. And it's the tall version of that. And I sit at my toolbox. That's where I write my estimates. I do the rest of my inspections, invoicing, all of that. So it's legitimately one of the most comfortable chairs ever. And I have clients all the time that'll come sit and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so nice. I'm like, I know. 7/32 grip edge. All right, cool. And we should. Long weekend for you. Nice, good deal. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's been slow around here, unfortunately, the last couple weeks. The last week of October ended up getting super busy and we got slammed. And then this past week was pretty slow. So I'm ready for it to pick back up, that's for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. Step 1. Nice, so the bottom tray is the Vyper. So that makes it easy. And then more like you will see a lot of detailers use the chairs, advisors probably use the chairs, stuff like that, or if you have a shop at home. That's where you're going to see the chairs used a lot more. It's definitely not something everyone's going to need, for sure. I mean, that's obvious. For me, it's been perfect. And since I got the shorter one, I've wanted the taller one. So, you know, they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. But I'll tell you, they are not made like any other chair you've come across either. So it's kind of one of them things that you either want to buy cheap and have a cheap chair, or you want to spend the money and have a really nice high-end chair. It's up to you. I mean, the quality of this stuff is just absolutely insane. So good. Alright, so those are going to go on all 4 corners. And this goes on top. That's actually a bottle opener. That's pretty cool. I have a bottle opener cut in. So that's sweet. Vyper cut out only on bottom tray. So this will go. Like so, on all 4 corners. And then we need these numbered. Carriage bolt, double extension, flange nut. They're not numbered, but we should be able to figure it out. It's a lot. Carriage bolt. Check comments here and there.
Never thought of a low ceiling thing. Yeah, I mean it's not convenient by any stretch of the imagination. So there's my lift, and then I have an open top lift, so the cables run underneath, and so that's the biggest thing for me is why I need to. I mean, I don't have to have the chair, but I'm telling you, when you're in a chair as much as I am, it makes the world of a difference. I mostly have one at home where I don't have a lift, and then use one quite a bit in the truck. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make perfect sense for that as well. Yeah, creeper is too low. I would use a creeper, but I really don't enjoy using them. I have yet to actually find a creeper that I like. That's been my biggest struggle. I used to have a Snap-on one and I hated it, so I traded it in. I've had a few other brands. They were just cheaper brands, and I hated those. I don't know. There's just something about creepers that I just don't like. So let's see, times 12. Here's bolts. Alright, so I'm assuming it's these. Because they have the square edge. Famous last word, right? Famous last words, but they do have this squared edge, and then these squared these washers are going to go on there to keep them from spinning. And then these are going to be our 5/16s here. So, I'm assuming, yeah, alright. These are going to go like so. And then we're going to put this one on the back side there. And we're going to hand tighten it. Right on. The one thing I like that I can already tell is they leave enough space for some slight adjustment. Because anytime you build stuff like this was always my biggest frustration about Harbor Freight carts when I was building them, because I had a couple of Harbor Freight carts, is I had to modify both carts when I put them together because they left no room for forgiveness, and those carts are not made top quality. You're not paying top quality price. So, but it was a nightmare. It was horrible. I just got a cheap Pittsburgh one from Harbor Freight since my girlfriend was in the States not long ago, and she picked it up for me. Nice. Is it the just, oh, you said Pittsburgh one. I was curious. I've not heard anything about the Icon one from Harbor Freight. I've got a few things from Harbor Freight that are Icon that are pretty good. Most of the Pittsburgh stuff that I've had, nothing like that, but like the actual hand tools and stuff that I have from Pittsburgh, I've not been happy with. But I've not actually bought anything Pittsburgh branded that's outside of hand tools, so I can't really say much about them. So I'm glad you like it. I always say that Harbor Freight is like Rock Auto. 80% of their stuff is junk, 20% is good. So if you find the good, you know, I have the 12-inch chop saw, and I don't know anything about chop saws or nothing. We were redoing a deck at our last house before we sold the house, and I started looking them up, and they were like super expensive. And that one was like $170, I think, from Harbor Freight, and it's been fantastic. I don't think it would be good. Excuse me. I don't think it would be good for someone, you know, like a contractor or something, but for what I needed it for, I built our deck. I did a bunch of work around this house. I let someone else borrow it for a deck they did, and they said it was great there. So apparently I sucked up a diaper or something. Sorry. The best cart I found is thick, hard plastic cart with 3 levels off of Amazon. Yeah, I can't do the plastic carts. They just don't do it for me. But as long as it works for you, that's all that matters. I'm 6'4" and dealer mechanic, and I use a chair off. The thick plastic ones are very durable, and they're like $100. Nice. Off and on since I can. Yeah, that makes sense. Since you're so tall, you probably can't get underneath like you need to. That would make sense to me. I'm super short. I'm 5'6", so I don't have to worry about that. but obviously since my ceilings are so short, I need the chair because I can't lift the car so high. So it's not convenient. We've been looking for a bigger shop for it's probably been 2 years now, and you know it's tough. We're about 4 miles from the Intel microchip plant, and commercial properties skyrocketed. Like we started looking, and it was probably maybe 3 or 4 months. I can't remember exact timing, but it wasn't too long after we started looking that they announced that Intel was coming in. And as soon as they announced that, man, I'm telling you, I mean, it was like a light switch flipped, and the prices went crazy. Man, I'm telling you, I like this already. And all I'm doing is putting the legs on it, or I mean the braces on it. I guess these would be considered legs too, maybe. It's nice. I mean, that's the one thing I'll tell you. Again, their stuff is not cheap, but it's not cheap quality either. So I like nice stuff. I like nice tools. I like nice things. They do cost more, but I have found throughout my lifetime, when I try to go cheap, it doesn't always work out. Actually, a lot of the time, it rarely works out, and I end up having to double buy because I bought something cheap, and then it broke or went bad within, a short period of time, and then I had to buy the nice one anyways. So, it's kind of one of them things. Everybody's got their preferences, though. Let's see, sorry, I swore off when I was standing straight up in the vehicle. Sorry, I got big hands as well. Keep pressing send on accident. No, you're good. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, especially if you're super tall like that. I mean, 6'4", man, that's tall. I don't know what that's like. Like I said, I'm a short guy, so. But I will say being short and working on cars has its advantage. I think if I worked on like diesels and stuff, I think I'd rather be bigger. But since I work on, Asian and domestic vehicles, and, I specialize in Hondas and Acuras, so I work on a lot of those. About 50, it's right around 50% is Honda, Acura, and then the rest is Asian and domestic, so Toyota, Lexus, Nissan, Kia, Hyundai. You guys know all the Asian and domestic. Ford, Chrysler. I try not working on many Fords. I just hate Fords. It's just a personal thing. Nothing against people who like Fords. I just don't like them. I just don't like working on them either. So I try not to take too many Fords if I don't have to. But again, that's just personal preference. Yeah, if I was working on maybe big ag stuff, or heavy equipment, I feel like I'd want to be bigger. Those things are just massive, man. And you don't have to. Don't have to be bigger, but I'm sure it might help. Maybe not. It might be better to be smaller on that stuff too, because I can tell you on the stuff that I work on, it definitely helps having smaller arms and legs and stuff. I can fit my arms and hands up in spaces that most guys couldn't when I was at the dealership, so they'd always be asking me to come help them. So. Black and red is sweet, man. It's gonna go with my my other stuff perfectly. It's funny, I used to hate red. Never liked the color red, and then I don't know if it was just because I had Snap-on and Milwaukee tools, and it just started wearing on me. I don't know. Now all of a sudden everything's black and red pretty much, so that I have, obviously. All right, one done. Hopefully those are all right.
Trying to think, I guess they all have to be going that way anyway, so. All right, just double checking. I'm trying to keep track of any comments that you guys leave.
So there's a level 1.
Now, ensure that these are left open for handles. Oh, okay, nice. So now we just put in our next layers. Middle tray. Oh, okay, so you can kind of set this up how you want. You can have a flat top. That's pretty cool. So you can take the top and you can have it flat like this, or you can flip it like this and have it inside the tray so your stuff doesn't fall out. Huh. I'm gonna have to decide how I want to do that. The middle one I'll have flipped upside down anyways. So I'll just do that. They have you flip it on the side, which probably is a lot easier. Doing it like this. And I just spill out all my nuts and bolts. And then we'll just keep this middle one like this so we'll store whatever in the middle. We'll do the same thing. The only thing about building this stuff is it's not really the fun part. I guess some people like it. I don't mind it. I just don't love it. But it's not as exciting as some other things. You guys getting anything fun this weekend? It's been started raining today, so we haven't had rain in a really long time, so I'm not too upset about it, to be honest. I'm not one of those people that's always like, we need rain, but this is one of those rare occasions where I was like, well, we did need it, so this is what it is. But we had a super dry summer, and then it did finally rain. But it didn't rain very much, and it hasn't rained that much since then, so. Flip this out. Sure am happy the election's over, man. I mean, I'm hoping that picks things back up. People just around here, I don't know, like, I know the one guy said he was from Canada, so I don't know if it has the same effect out there, but people just don't do much during that time. And I will say the other day, we went to the store with the kids, and there were more people out that were out than I'd seen in a long time, so I'm like, man, good. Get out there and drive, people, because you need to bring your cars in. I don't get slow very often. It's pretty rare. I mean, we're pretty busy. I mean, we're very busy for most of the year. Then every now and again, we might slow down, but we're still steady. We don't get like super slow very often. This is the first time in a while, and there's a ton of shops right now that are in my area and that are not in my area that are ultra slow as well. It's not fun for any of us, that's for sure. I don't know about you guys, but I love being busy.
I'll keep coming and checking comments and questions and stuff just in case if anybody says anything. So I make sure I won't miss. So if you guys do have any questions about anything, it doesn't have to be about the Vyper cart or the Vyper chair. It could be about whatever. Shop stuff, tool stuff, anything. I mean, I've got just about every brand you can imagine. Anything from Milwaukee to Harbor Freight Icon stuff to Capri Tools, Koken, just about every brand imaginable. Olsa Tools. I was saying earlier, I got a little bit of Pittsburgh, but not a ton of Pittsburgh. Snap-on, Matco, Mac, Cornwell. I feel like I have most brands covered as far as at least having some of their tools. I try to get as many as I can. I have some Tech-Pin. I have a good amount of Sunex now. I never had any Sunex before, and I've been really impressed with the Sunex stuff. Actually, very, very impressed. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but I've liked pretty much everything I've got from them so far. I actually gave my dad. That was actually one thing that I got from Harbor Freight that was really good. The Pittsburgh jack. And one of the 3-ton Pittsburgh jacks. It's yellow because they only had yellow back when I bought it. That thing's been fantastic. I gave it to my dad because I got the black and red Sunex floor jack. So obviously I wanted that one instead. And that jack has been absolutely amazing from Harbor Freight. I have nothing negative to say about it one bit. It's a great floor jack. They are definitely worth the money from my experience anyways. That's for sure. It stinks because you go through all this and you're just hand tightening them, then you gotta go back through and actually tighten them all the way down. It says they don't recommend power tools. So I'll probably just use the ratchet. Oh, come on. Now almost fight me. Alright, now I gotta decide. If anybody's listening or paying attention, should I flip the tray? So here's my thought. If I flip the tray like this, so it looks like you have like a little couple of rubber mats in here that you can put when you have your rubber mats. So if I leave it like this, obviously I've got a little area so nothing's gonna fall out, which is nice. It's not as easy as a work surface though, because you have that edge to worry about. My snap-on cart is like this, and I do really like that because I have a really good work surface to work off of. I just don't know how tall this thing's going to be with the casters on. I guess they do add quite a bit of height. I don't know. I don't know. I'll sit there for a second. Thoughts, opinions, suggestions, anybody? I've got a Matco tractor style chair and been thinking of getting one of them Vypers. Yeah, I mean, so I have that Vyper there, obviously, as you can see, and that's the one I've had for 2 years now. I actually have a couple videos that I've done on it. I did one when I initially bought it, and then I did like a 1-year follow-up. And I think I might have done another one as well. And then I've done a few on Instagram and TikTok. And it's been I mean, it's, like I said, 2 years I've had that thing. And it's just like it was the day I had it new. And I use it every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use that chair. Unless by some weird happenstance I don't have any appointments, which is extremely rare. So, you know, there's that. I think I'm just gonna flip it and have it in like this. I think I'm just gonna go like this. I think that's the better choice for right now for me. So I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I should lay this thing on the side again, or if I should try doing this with one hand, which is gonna be very hard. I mean, do we normally make the right choices? Probably not. Don't fall out. I told you we don't make the right choices. All right, we'll just lay it down. I thought I had it, to be honest. I thought I had it. I just need to get a couple on there anyway. We gave it the old college try, right? This is where they start getting a little tight. Which is why I was saying earlier that I had such a hard time, like with my, when I had those Harbor Freight Pittsburgh, it was the 5 drawers, I think. Not the big 6 drawer that's really similar to the Snap-on, it's the 5 drawer. I mean, all their stuff's pretty similar to Snap-on, but it's not the bigger cart, it's the smaller one. And I had nothing but problems with that thing. Putting it together, building it. Now I have heard they've updated it a couple times since then. I mean, I had these Harbor Freight carts a long time ago. So, you know, maybe they've made them better since then. Now the 6 drawer, I've heard really good things about that. I've heard really good things about that. All right. We're getting closer. I have this knee pad over here and I'm just checking. We're getting closer. And I'm not even using it. Got the knee pad, I'm not even using it. Oh, it says leave the bolt out on one side. So I'll do that. I'll leave it on this side. For the handle. So on the one side you leave these bolts out. Because you're going to put bolts there for the handles. So, I don't think it quite matters which side since everything's identical. The cut on my finger is in such an awkward spot. It's so annoying too. Pretty deep too. It's frustrating when that happens. Come on out. Yeah, I got that. Struggling last time getting that left. One with my left hand in there. Or my left fingers.
Alright. There we go. A few extras in here. So we'll see what those are for. It's looking good now. She's looking good now. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate you hanging out. I am going to jump off. I mean, that's all I gotta do is put the casters on and start putting the accessories on. I am gonna jump over on TikTok and put some of it together on TikTok as well. So if y'all have any questions or anything, just hit me up on this video. It'll go on my page as a live, and feel free to throw them up in the comments on there. I appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all.